offering my loving pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet, esteemed colleagues, students, brothers and sisters. When the heart is full, words are few. And yet, I would be failing in my duty if I do not share on this occasion my thoughts on the loss of a dear Sai brother and valued colleague, Shri Ruchir Desai. I know him since 4 decades, though he studied in Vrindavan initially and I was at Prashanti Nilayam. But there were many domains of activity which we shared. I remember the Dasra celebrations in 1982 when we were co-speakers during the proceedings in the Purnachandra Auditorium. He was an orator and Bhagwan blessed him with many opportunities to share his experiences with the Lord with thousands of devotees. On the 25th anniversary of Dharmakshetra, when our elders there prayed to Swami to bring with him 2 students to Bombay, again it was Ruchir and myself whom Swami selected to address the gatherings during the celebrations there. There are any number of memories, public and private, intimate and widely known, that both of us shared with each other. He was a brilliant student. I remember when he was doing his post-graduation in the Department of Commerce, his was the first batch who chose dissertations. It was a very ambitious move by them, and of all his classmates, he chose a very, very innovative topic at that point of time: digitization of banking industry. And this is, mind you, nearly 35 years ago. And I still recall the words of our then registrar and our current chancellor, Sri Chakravarti Garu, who did not hesitate in telling Ruchir, "I think, Ruchir, you have bitten more than you can chew." And yet Ruchir successfully finished that assignment. When he completed his education, he asked Swami, "Swami, what should I do?" Swami said, "What do you want to do?" And Swami, he said, "I want to be at your lotus feet." And that is how Bhagwan blessed him with the opportunity of being a teacher in his own university. I recall after his undergraduation days, he got a seat at the IIM, and it was almost decided between Swami and him that he was going there for his higher studies. But Ruchir once confessed to me, I don't know what happened. I was sitting in the hostel. I just decided, picked up my baggage, and came and joined Prashantilayam campus for his masters. Bhagwan chose him as his instrument for his divine mission of molding the character of his students. I was talking to a colleague this morning. Like Ruchir, he also was a brahmachari, a bachelor, and he was sitting in the mandir, and Swami came up to this staff member and asked, "When are you getting married?" And this gentleman told Swami, "Swami, I don't want to get married. It will come in the way of my Sai Seva. And Ruchir was sitting a few paces behind him, and Swami said, "This is what Ruchir also tells me." And he looked at Ruchir. And then these are Swami's own words. Saint Francis of Assisi said, "A man is worth no more than he is worth in the eyes of God." Swami told this staff member, "Both of you are only for me." And this is what embodied Ruchir's life. Swami asked him to be a teacher, and he was not just a teacher. He is one of the finest faculty members of the subject of accounting that our university has seen. He inspired so many of his students to take to this profession of chartered accountancy, and they are practicing chartered accountants today. His impact on thousands of students over so many decades is something which all his students are fondly reminiscing, and also because of that missing him so acutely. When you look at his activities in the Department of Commerce, whether it was the introduction of computers in the BCom Honours program, whether it was the introduction of unique subjects like investments, insurance specialization. In fact, insurance specialization went on to get industry recognition from the IRDA itself in the year 2007. Whether it was the launch of the MFM program in Vrindavan, whether it was the commerce workshop, along with the innumerable eminent personalities from all over the country who would come down to address the students. I recall way back in the year 2000, when Ruchir had invited the secretary of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. He was speaking to our students and he said, "Gentlemen, do you realize that subject was the Companies Act, new Companies Act which had just come into existence?" And he said, "Gentlemen, do you realize this is the first presentation of the Companies Act new edition outside of the Parliament of India?" So these were some very beautiful memories which come to mind when we think of Ruchir and his contributions to the Department of Commerce. To the campus, he was a very valued member. He looked after the cooperative stores of the students. He was an inspiring leader. Students would say that the finest moments to see Ruchir sir is during the Gram Seva. Whether it was the annual sports meet, irrespective of which event the students would be participating in, Ruchir would always be conscious and prodding the teachers to plan ahead so that all their dresses and costumes could be arranged in time and they could be the best smartly dressed on the D-Day of the 11th of January. These are very precious memories that we have shared. But one thing which I would be failing in my duty is his bond with Swami. Ever since he completed his education, he served Bhagwan. He served Bhagwan's university till the last breath of his life. Even when he was going to the hospital, the last words which he perhaps shared with the director of the campus, "I have completed all my duties and all my assignments. There is nothing pending." Punctuality was integral to his personality. He was very particular that students should not be late to class even by a minute, and he himself practiced that punctuality. When the mid-semester tests would take place, the first period after the classes recommenced, They would get all the scripts, valued scripts. He was an example to all other faculty members in punctuality in valuation. A very rigorous academician. He had a tremendous bias for academic rigor, and we saw with our own eyes his tremendous aspiration to put Swami students with the best foot forward when they stepped out into the wild world of business. I also would like to mention his personal service to Swami, especially in matters mundane. I remember it was the first few days of the academic year, and Swami had identified one student who didn't have a mother. He was a motherless child. One day in Swami's, during darshan, he observed this boy. His face had become very dry. And this is what the student shared when he was leaving the portals of the university. He said, I had just stepped into the institute and Swami sent Ruchir sir with face cream. Swami had asked him to get face cream and give it to the boy. And the boy was so touched that when I didn't think about myself, here is Swami thinking about me. Whenever Swami would be going to Kodaikanal, at least a few days before, he would be sending Ruchir sir and with a couple of other people to take care of the Kodai premises, to keep the building ready to welcome Bhagwan and the entourage that would accompany him. He was always serving Swami. Anything which Swami needed at any point of time, he did not hesitate in asking Ruchir to be told. I remember once we had come for some official work to Prashantnilayam together, and Swami saw us, and immediately after a day he told him to immediately go back. He said, I am sending my car, both of you will go back and come back with some materials that Swami urgently needed. And these are moments that I have been an eyewitness to, and I can definitely say that Ruchir's connection was not only of this life. When he was in a small group with Swami, one day Swami told, all of you here who are with me were also with me at Shirdi. So based on that, we can say that his connection was there with him in his previous incarnation, and maybe we do not know how many lives to come. And if there is a life to come, we are sure that he will be back to wholeheartedly aid the Lord in making this beautiful world a much more happier place to be in, a much more peaceful place to be in. He was a worthy instrument in the hands of God. And in this moment, when we are all missing him and feeling the void of his absence, the only consolation we can draw is that he has reached his master's lotus feet, for which he dedicated his whole life. Sai Ram.